Hey guys, what is up and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Happy 2021. What's up? Today's video is all about 3 goals I think everyone should have in 2021. These ones are going to be things I think are just so important, especially this year going into another lockdown and just more things to be aware of and a few things we could just be better at to further us in our health, lifestyle goals, all that kind of stuff. My last video I just did was how to make a digital vision board for 2021. So if you missed that video, I will link it here. It also is just a great video to coincide with this one to make some goals for this year and get us through the year. So without further ado, let's get into these things. All right, so my first goal I think everybody should have for 2021 is kind of one nobody really talks about, but it is so important and it's gonna probably catch you by surprise, and that is your oral health. Your oral health, your teeth, all that stuff is so important. It's insane. I personally know how important this is because my husband actually had sepsis a few years ago, which is a bacteria infection that was in his mouth that went straight to his heart, and he basically almost died. And basically he got it from having like an increased amount of bacteria in his mouth, and then he was brushing too hard, flossing, stuff like that too hard one day, and it got cut in his gum or something, and that bacteria went straight into his bloodstream and then almost killed him. So pretty crazy, but that is just one extreme example of how keeping up on your oral health and making sure your gums are healthy and your teeth are healthy are so important. Another one I'm not going to touch too much on, but somebody in our family just recently had oral cancer, and while they are super diligent about being on top of their oral health, it still happens. It's just another reason to make sure we're keeping on top of our teeth and cleanings and all that stuff. So I just want to go over a few brief points for how we can stay on top of our oral health. So the crazy part is, and the thing I feel like most people don't think about, is the mouth is actually connected to every system in the body, because literally what you put in your mouth goes through everything. And to the point of like when my husband had sepsis, like literally he got so sick and almost died because when he got that infection in his mouth, it literally went straight to his heart, because that's the first organ that's next to your mouth. So just to put it on a level of like severity, how important your oral health is, it's like #1 priority. And you might have heard this stat before, but they had done some research and studies that showed people who actually stayed on top of flossing and brushing every day and going to the dentist and getting their regular cleanings and doing everything they needed to do actually lived longer and tacked a few years onto their life than other people. So I just think it's so crazy that you could spend 5 minutes every day making sure you floss, tongue scrape, brush your teeth, and actually go to your 6-month dentist appointment. 5 minutes extra a day to have years on your life. So taking care of your mouth actually determines the level of toxicity and inflammation that goes throughout your body. So like I was just saying, everything starts with your mouth. It determines the inflammation in your heart and actually your entire cardiovascular system. It's been shown people who actually take care of their teeth have resistance to dementia and a lot of other diseases that happen in elderly people. And then lastly, if you're expecting or you're pregnant or you've been pregnant, then you know how important it is to stay on top of your oral health, because you have an increased amount of blood in there, you bleed more, you have more of a chance to get gingivitis and just other gum diseases that happen. So you know how important, especially when you're pregnant and carrying a baby, your oral health needs to be literally top priority, and just making sure you're staying on top of that for the health of you and your baby. So some dentists have even gone so far to say if you don't take care of your oral health, you will have a very steep decline in your quality of life as you get to those older stages of life. So when you're older, like 70s or 80s, let's say, your decline of life will be much more drastic than those who actually take care of their teeth consistently. And I know what you're thinking, Jenna, I'm young, or, you know, I floss sometimes and I brush every day and I've never had an issue and blah, blah, blah. It's one of those things that you need to do now now in order to help yourself later. It's like those stories you hear about our parents where they're like, oh, we just thought we could sunbathe outside all day long and get sunburnt and stuff like that. And they're like, and now all these years later, I'm paying the consequences of doing that, you know, whether it's sunspots, sun cancer, melanoma, all the stuff. So it's really sad to see that you can make small steps now while we're young and just being mindful of it and taking 5 minutes extra every day to do your routine to reap the benefits later. So just a few things you could do every single day this year to improve your oral health would be flossing, brushing your teeth, not too hard, you don't want to upset your gums, and tongue scraping. Those are the top 3 things I have seen on the internet, from dentists, everything. I know water picking has been one of those things that's kind of like come and go as a fad, and my dentists and other dentists I have talked to have basically said that it's not better than flossing, right? So they were like, if I had to pick one, I would pick flossing. You know, floss every day, brush your teeth, and tongue scrape, and you will be good to go. And don't forget to go see your dentist every 6 months, because that is so important. Okay, I promise that was the end of my oral health rant. Anyways, that should be one of your goals for 2021, to improve your oral health and just take those extra couple minutes every day to make sure you're keeping your teeth and gums healthy and clean. Okay, my second goal I think everybody should have is spending less time online. And normally this would just be like a broad one everybody would say normally, but I just feel like 2020 is a reflection of how some of 2021 is going to go, right? We never know when we're going to get out of this stage of life. And so many of us are spending so much time online. I mean, it is crazy, the stats on social media platforms of how now that everybody is at home and not doing as much, not going out as much, not seeing people as much, the stats on the hours people are spending online are insane. I'm guilty of it too. You know, it is so easy when you're just stuck at home to be like, well, what else am I gonna do? And so I just think it's so important, especially this year, to decrease the amount of time you spend online. So whether that is just 30 minutes less every day or 10 minutes less every day, whatever is doable for you, I would start there. A good tactic I like to use is setting time limits, whether it's on my phone or in the apps individually. So like on Instagram, I have a time limit of 1 hour a day. So I know mentally in my head that I shouldn't be just like going on there to scroll aimlessly all the time, right? It is nice sometimes when you have a break and stuff like that, but it's nice to have that time limit put in so that at the end of the day, when I'm scrolling or whatever, and it pops up and it's like, oh, you've already spent an hour on Instagram, would you like to log off now? And you're like, thank you, I needed that. I needed somebody to tell me to stop. So my goal, and I think everybody should have this goal, is to just spend a little less time online and find other things in your life to do. Whether that is walking outside more, working out, calling a friend, a family member, playing games, doing puzzles, painting, pick up a new hobby, try a new sport. Literally, it could be anything besides just scrolling on your phone aimlessly, which in 2020 has just shown to lead to poor mental health and just not good for a lot of people, which brings me into my third goal I think everybody should have for 2021, which is picking one thing to incorporate into your everyday life that helps your mental health. I cannot tell you how many phone calls and messages I have talked with friends and family, whether they are a teacher or in the health workspace and stuff like that, about how people's mental health around them is just declining. And it is really sad to see. One of my friends, she's a dance teacher and she teaches, and she just talks about how sad it is to hear her students' lives, how they're changed, how they're sad, depressed, just how crazy impacted they are from 2020, and how, you know, they're worried about what's going to happen this next year. So mental health, I truly believe, has never been more important than now. I know it's such a trendy thing in the wellness space. Mental health has been the last few years and whatnot, but especially now, I think for everybody watching, we need to at least try to do one thing every day. Could be something super easy. I'm about to give you some tips of how we could just increase our mental health and happiness and kind of get us out of this hole we've been in the last year. So mental health looks different for everybody, right? So things you might like to do might be different than somebody else likes to do. For example, I know a lot of people take to journaling and meditating. That is something I have tried to pick up several times. I'm still trying to pick up, and you know, it's just not one of those things that comes easy for me. I like to do different stuff like grounding work. So something I love to do every day is walk outside barefoot, and this helps you literally ground with the earth and just like feel the sunshine on your body, your toes in the earth. It really just recalibrates you. I feel like a whole new person when I walk outside. I take a few deep breaths, and it could literally be as easy as that. You're walking out, your toes are in the sand or the grass or whatever, just feeling the earth beneath you, closing your eyes, feeling the warmth on your face, and taking a few deep breaths for your sanity. But maybe you're one of those people that likes journaling or meditating. Another thing you could do is just have a gratitude or affirmation statement printed out on your bedside table, and you just read that every morning, whether it is 3 things you're grateful for or some affirmations of, you know, I am happy, I am healthy, I am beautiful, you know, today's gonna be a great day. Whatever it is, something that you just say or remember or walk outside or journal or think about to increase your mental health. All right, guys, I know that was short and sweet, but those are 3 goals I truly think everybody should have for 2021. They are easy things you can do every single day. They don't take a lot of time, and I think they will just help all of us have a much better and happier year. Again, if you didn't see my vision board video, I'll pop it up right here. That really just helps you with law of attraction and manifesting and just setting goals for the new year, which is a great thing I think everybody should do. I just showed a really fun tutorial with Canva and Pinterest on how you can find images and put them together for free on Canva and create a fun little vision mood board for this year. So if you're interested in that, check that out. Otherwise, I hope this video was super helpful for you and you guys got some knowledge and stuff like that. I want to do a longer video on oral health because, as I had mentioned, I have some personal experiences with how important it is, and I just think there is so much information out there, and I would love to spread that and help you guys know more about why it is so important. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really does support my channel and helps me out, and don't forget to subscribe down below. And yeah, I'll see you guys next Sunday. Bye!